What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here. This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. And in this one, we got some big injury news on the Michigan tight end Colston Loveland, his status before the Minnesota game, as well as Will Johnson, whether or not he will play, plus another Michigan defensive back potentially injured. And also, we go over the running back one controversy, whether or not Mullings will get more carries this weekend. And we got some recruiting news, a 4-star defensive lineman expected on campus this weekend, plus some big recruiting news for the Michigan basketball program. It's all going to be in this video and more, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so I wanted to start this video first by talking about some injury updates going into the Minnesota game. And we'll first start with the Michigan tight end Colston Loveland, who is a huge key player for this Michigan offense. It was pretty evident in the game against USC. Michigan's passing attack definitely felt his missed presence in the offense as he was held out of the game against USC. The doctors said that it was in his best interest he sat out for the USC game, but now Michigan could get him back tomorrow against Minnesota. Now, it is still unclear if he will play or not. However, according to Chris Ballas of the Wolverine, he says that Loveland is expected back Saturday. And I did say last week, since, the coaches got back good news, the injury wasn't as serious as they thought. And they said he was, still practicing with the team. It pointed towards him, potentially giving it a try and going out there, seeing if he could indeed play. But, it was in his best interest for him to not play in that game. Now, it is just Minnesota. I think Michigan can handle this one without Colston Loveland, so that could be another reason Michigan doesn't play him. So while the status is still unclear, I would still say he is probable to come back against Minnesota. And then as far as Michigan cornerback Will Johnson, he does have a shoulder injury. They went back, got x-rays, nothing was broken or anything. He was just sore throughout this week. Sean Moore earlier in the week did say that he'll be ready to go. Whether or not Michigan plays him is also still to be determined because, again, it is Minnesota. If he needs a week off, they could potentially just give it to him, as precaution. But he could be out there, for a couple plays, and he probably might not play, as much. But I don't really think his injury is that serious. His shoulder injury, again, nothing was broken. The x-rays came out good, and the coaching staff did say that he was just sore. Will Johnson did say this week about his health that it was good to know I didn't break anything or anything like that. So just taking it day by day from here and see where it ends up. Now, there's also another defensive back spotted on crutches this week. We'll talk about that. But first, I did want to give a shout out to the sponsor of this video and channel throughout the football season. That's right, BetUS. They have all the odds you need this football season. And we already did bet on the Michigan-Minnesota spread for Michigan to cover the 9-point spread. It's now up to 10.5, which I still think Michigan can cover. The over-under is 34.5. I fully expect Michigan to dominate in this one, especially with their defense. Now, another game I was looking at is Penn State, Illinois. Now, the spread in that game is Penn State to win by 18, and I think Illinois is going to cover that. I think it's going to be a much closer game than that. Go ahead, bet $50 on that. I think Illinois will cover. There's also the Fresno State UNLV game, which UNLV's starting quarterback, obviously all that NIL stuff, he is not playing anymore. He entered the transfer portal, or is going to, and will be redshirting the rest of the season. Currently, the spread is UNLV by 2. However, the money line, you can make more money for Fresno State winning this game. I think they are going to win this game. You can bet $50 there to win 57. There's also the Oklahoma-Auburn spread. Auburn favored to win by 1.5. I think Oklahoma could win that game, though. There's tons of others, and currently right now BetUS is offering a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit, and then your next 2 deposits you also get a 125% bonus up to $2,000, all with code YouTube150. Can go ahead, use that code at betus.com, and obviously please gamble responsibly. But let's go ahead and get right back into it here. So again, There was a defensive back spotted on crutches this week, according to Chris Ballas of the Wolverine. Now, it hasn't been made public yet, and nobody is releasing the name for, obvious private reasons. Now, it is a depth player. He is in the 2 deep role, so it is unfortunate. It should be made public on the injury report, so we'll keep an eye on that. That obviously sucks to hear. And then I also wanted to talk about the running back 1 controversy between Mullings and Donovan Edwards. And there's belief Mullings could get the majority of the carries this week. And I think that's the way Michigan should go, especially with the way he is playing. He has earned it, but I do still want Donovan Edwards out there. He should have a big role in this offense. I think if Michigan can use him in the passing game, get him out there in the slot, they need a receiver, so you might as well use him like that, and also put in Edwards, Mullings, Orji all in at the same time. That would be absolutely deadly against defenses. Make him guess who is going to be running the football. Now, I also wanted to talk about some recruiting news. Also on the basketball side of things, we'll get to that in a little bit here. There is, a couple recruits expected to come on a visit. I know the 2026 quarterback Brady Hart will be on campus for the Minnesota game. It's not going to be as big of a recruiting weekend for Michigan as, the Texas game and the USC game. One big target who is going to be on campus is the 2026 4-star defensive lineman Cameron McKenney, ranked 224th nationally on 24/7 Sports rankings, comes from IMG Academy, a 6'2", 315-pound defensive lineman, and he'll be taking an unofficial visit to Michigan this weekend. We also talked about in a video a couple days ago about the Iowa commit and #1 kicker in the nation, Scott Starzik. He could make a trip out this weekend. That is yet to be confirmed or not yet. I'm sure there could be others as well, but again, not as big of a recruiting weekend as the Texas and USC game, which Michigan impressed a lot of recruits last weekend in that USC game. It was a great atmosphere, and a lot of recruits said it was the best game that they have attended. Now, I did want to talk about some basketball recruiting news for this Michigan basketball program. We all know about Dusty May coming in here. What an amazing job he has done, and the future is looking bright. This basketball program should have a good team this upcoming season. I'm excited for them, and one huge recruit that Dusty May is going after right now is the 2025 5-star combo guard Trey McKenney from Flint, Michigan, ranked 20th nationally on 24/7 Sports composite rankings, and he recently dropped a top 3 of Michigan, USC, and Georgetown as he cut off Michigan State in his recruitment. This would be an absolutely huge win for Dusty May, and right now it is actually looking really good for Michigan. They currently lead on the recruiting prediction machine. There's also put in a future cast for Michigan to land him on Rivals, so Dusty May could be getting his first 5-star recruit. But nonetheless, I am excited for the basketball program. Dusty May, a fantastic coach, he's already proved it. Went out, got some great talent in the transfer portal, really built this roster back up, and now they have a chance to compete and probably going to make the NCAA tournament and compete in the Big Ten this season. So I'm excited. Also excited for this football team. Sherrod Moore getting his first big win over USC, keeping it going this weekend against Minnesota. But with that, that's going to wrap up today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you guys go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more if you're new around here. I greatly appreciate it. And again, shout out to BetUS. Go ahead, check them out at betus.com. And of course, use promo code YouTube150 to get the amazing offer they're offering right now. But other than that, we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.